in the chat, else no. I could hear a couple of people messaging as not audible. Yeah. So request Reshma Madrima to check the audio. Great. That's great. Thank you. First of all, to introduce the product, this has been jointly developed by myself and the co-founder Surya Subramaniam. I have been in practice, I'm a chartered accountant in practice over last 2 decades. And as a chartered accountant, we always live in with the controls. Anything we do, any audit, any certificate, anything we do, we want to ensure that the numbers are finally tied with the schedules, annexures, working papers, everything. We want to be doubly sure the number that we are certifying. Be it financial statements, be it internal audit reports, tax audit reports, GST reports, or as good as simple preparing income tax return, GST returns, compliance work. We want the data to be doubly sure. And we breathe in with the controls. I have also noticed the challenges that we are facing when there is a large set of data that is there. The data that is coming in the last minute from the customers, all those challenges I have seen. Including, if you notice, when a timeline gets extended, again, people get relaxed, right? So with the experience I have in the audit domain, coupled with a little bit the tech knowledge that I have, with the Surya, the another co-founder who is into tech domain, we have come up with this solution called Tally on Wheels. In fact, our vision was to make this application called Tally. And now you may ask why Tally is popularly used and most of the chartered accountants understand the Tally in and out. I'm sure a couple of you people here have more expertise in the Tally application than me. The limitation it has is it's there on the desktop. A client wants to share you with the data, either he has to email, send it through either Gmail or whatever the mail, or put it into a Google Drive or Dropbox and share it, including as good as zipping the file and sending it on WhatsApp or Telegram. It can never go on cloud. However, Tally has brought this a beautiful concept called Tally reports on the browser. So everyone should explore that. Second, the management cannot do the data of Tally on the cloud. So our intention is, can we make this Tally ERP as good as any other cloud ERP? So making it available on the cloud. Second, doing the data audit more on a real-time basis. As and when someone is posting a transaction, if I have an ability to tell whether this voucher has some error could be as simple as the user who is posting is not authorized to do, or there is a transposition error, instead of 29 it got 92, any other thing, whatever you can think of, and make this data available on any platform, mobile, web, and everything. So that was the vision with which we have started, and we have created 7 different modules. Today we are going to discuss one module among it, that is analytics module. This module is built specifically for tax practitioners, chartered accountants, and consultants. So I want to take the audit experience completely to a new level. So that's what the analytics module. For CFOs, CXOs, CTOs, there's a module called reports, where the transactions which are there in Tally can be seen by them on the cloud. There's a voucher approval module. So transactions get posted to Tally only if it is approved, which means the accountant posts the transactions on Tally, but it doesn't get reported or entered into Tally unless someone says, okay, I approve. Then there's the other module, which is integrations, where the bank statements can be automatically posted to Tally. Today, everyone are on cloud, so Salesforce or Flipkart, Amazon transactions can be integrated to Tally. It could be data in one form to another form. Then there are a lot of add-ons. The subscribed users get these add-ons freely. And there is a vendor management, which is more like a CRM lifecycle, a vendor lifecycle. Vendor can upload an invoice. If it is approved, it gets posted to Tally. And if the payment is done, vendor will be able to see what's happening to invoice in the portal at one place. These are the various modules that this application aim to cater. What we are going to discuss today, again, as I said, on the analytics module, how the chartered accountants community gets benefited by use of analytics, audit analytics. Now, let's look at the problem statement. The problem statement is the challenges in closing an audit, be it statutory, tax, or GST. Firstly, there's been change in the regulatory every often, including as latest as the Schedule 3 format got revised. It was Schedule 6 those days, but now it's Schedule 3. Schedule 3 further got changed. Now we are getting IFRS, Ind AS, everything. But when a client says, client's expectation is, my CA, he knows everything. He will be handling all my compliances, non-compliance, and he will guide me in time to time. He will handle the regulatory changes, everything. This is the expectation of the client, right? And the challenge that we are seeing, we have is most of the time that we handle multiple clients with multiple deadlines and there are multiple works. And the team who is working at times are very junior or new to the audits, or they might not know the business knowledge. If you want to have an utmost quality, then you will have to get very detailed into the audit, and which will increase the audit sample size, the time in which you conduct the audit, all those things go up, which means there's a increase in the cost. And the focus to complete on audit, there's a last minute hurry, so deliverables get crunched. The delay, there is an enormous delay in receiving the information. And even if you see a relaxation that happens, automatically all the timelines gets, instead of 30th September, that new timeline is 31st December. Again, most clients rush on 25th December, giving all the information that you have asked. And the team who is doing the audit at times is not clear from where to start, what to do, or the person who is reviewing, he has his own doubts in the back of the mind that what are all the documents have been verified by the team. And lastly, when the finalization is happening, we are really not sure 3 years later when a notice is being served by either income tax, GST, or from TDS swing. Are these issues considered now and being finalized is kind of a big question mark. If there are any corrections that are needed to the data, can it be done? Is it done? And the financial statements are updated. I'm sure more of little bit kind of this, everyone have faced the challenges or similar to this, right? And whatever I have put up is purely out of my experience. This is what I have been facing or my team has been facing in finalizing the audits. And when I say my team, we have an audit wing, someone handles internal audit, one partner handles statutory audit. I generally specialize in the indirect access matter and the technology aspects. But this is what I've been noticing. Now, what does I thought I should be doing it is we should simplify the whole work. And when I say simplify, what if the time to conduct the statutory audit is taking 1 month by someone? Can I reduce it to 1 day? Now you might be thinking that I'm exaggerating too much, but let me show you how I intend to achieve this. If it takes 3 days to prepare a financial statements, or 1 to 3 days, can I make it to 1 to 3 minutes? Instead of doing a cherry picking, looking some transaction, some sample, how about I increase the sample size itself? Can I do 100% of all the transaction? Now you might be really saying that, okay, looks like this guy has gone mad, saying that 100% of the transaction, and in 1 day, in 1 minute, 3 minutes. So it's kind of Rajini's robo movie type. But let's see what if, just there's no cost for dreaming and crazily dreaming, right? In fact, what if you can prepare an audit report even before you start the audit, saying that, hey, look, this is your audit report, or something interesting, right? And you have peer reviews. So what if we can build the audit working papers? We have multiple clients, and what if I can say, for these clients, this is what I want to do. Put some kind of a program and say, someone do that program for you, right? What if this happens? Isn't it like great, uh, interesting movie? That experience when you watch a great movie, though it's not realistic when someone fights, uh, like in Triple R, you would have seen. I'm not sure how many watched. One man gets into the whole lot and picks one guy and comes back. Right? Practically not possible, but in movies it's good to watch. Like, if these questions which you are seeing on the screen, what if that one among it at least is happening for you? Wouldn't be it interesting? So that's what I was always looking for. And I thought, what if I can give you this? And inside of this is where we have worked something so that the tally data can talk to you. When it can talk to you, it can prepare the financial statements, whether monthly, quarterly, yearly, do comparative current year, previous year, segment is reporting, preparation of cash flow, analyze each and every transaction, each and every variable, and see if there is a story that variable can tell. Whether it's a voucher number, voucher type, bill reference, cost center, ledger name, group name, or the alias or go down. If I can create some story out of the data that is available, then your confidence on the tally data would go up, right? So that is what we intended to do, and that is where the tally on wheels comes into picture. And let me come to the directly to the demo of the application. So here it's this about what data is, everything. So let me just get on to the application. So here is the product tally on wheels, which I am talking. And yeah, so this is the homepage, and there are various services that we offer. Uh, Let me just click on login. If you are a first time user, you need to sign up for it. If you are existing user, automatically it will log in. These are the modules which I was saying that is available for you to watch. So what we are looking at today is the analytics module, and the way the tally is designed, right? In tally, if you look at it, and by the way, this is ERP9. Even with Prime, this works, so you can use anything, any version of it, it would work, right? So here is our tally data. Now, the way we generally work with our tally data is, you have, say, list of clients. Each client is like a group, right? And year on year, you will find one year data, or you will group. So thinking in the same way, what we have come up with the concept is, let us have a group, and I will call the group as an entity, which means I will create an entity where I will load the companies. Now, what does this entity could mean? Let's say I am auditing Reliance Group. I'll create Reliance as an entity. All the companies of Reliance, I'll put it under that group. So I select that and select one company and go. Or let's say I have 3 people in the organization. I put 3 entities. Each person will create his companies in it and do it. Or let's say after GST, each state has a separate tally data. I'll create ABC Limited and ABC Karnataka, ABC Maharashtra, ABC Delhi as one of the companies. So if I am adding or creating a company, I always link to an entity. So I always select to which entity I want to load the data. This is what I will have to do. And if you are a first-time user, the obvious thing that would happen is you'll hit onto that demo entity and you will try to add update companies. So one thing which I would like to tell is, if you are logging for the first time, there will be a small agent that would be asked to install. So you just need to click on that agent, it will install, and in the more information you say allow and run. So basically that is a simple connector. So that's one simple thread which will collect the data from the tally and give you, right? So let me go back here and let me just go to a demo entity. So here is a demo entity tally. So I have, what I did is I've selected one entity. Now I want to add or update companies. It is automatically showing there are some companies here, some tally on wheels, demo 19 April, some tally on wheels. I'm saying, okay, let me add another company. Now look at this carefully. I'm saying add another tally company. And the moment I do that, it is automatically saying that, hey, look, there is something called tally on wheels MW. Is that what you want to add? Now you're wondering, what is this MW? Where is it coming from? So this is the tally data, which it is trying to pick. Now you can see tally on wheels MW. Now let me just, for our understanding, let me just change this. So let me change the company to MGW, something, yeah. So MW has become MGW. You can automatically see when I refresh here and I say, you can see MGW, which means it is trying to connect and ask. I'll say, okay, add. And it's saying that, hey, look, there are, which year you want to add, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, which year you want to pick the data and work. And here I see, okay, there are transactions between April, let's say for this company, April 21 to March 22. This is the period I want to add. I will say, okay, April 20 to March 20. 20 March 21. This is where I have the data. So I'll say April 20 to March 21, sync. Boom. All that I do is I'll say, okay, sync this data. So now you can see it is trying to read various information that is required for the audit. So it is fetching some vouchers, fetching some masters, fetching some transactions. It is doing all those information fetch. And we know when the data is being fetched or data is being called for asked. So there's a lot of audit in the background that we are expecting to do, right? So especially when it is a corporate, you want to ensure that there's a compliances from all angles, right? So all that this is doing, so it is reading the data. And the beauty of it, now here comes the magic, the beauty of it, as it is reading each voucher, there is an analytics which is built in, when we call it as a machine language or AI, whatever the terminology, it really doesn't matter for a finance professional like us. For us, the job needs to be done. It does, and it actually is preparing all the reports. Basis the tally data, it will take anything between 1 minute to 5 minutes, and between 3,000 to 10,000 vouchers is what an average tally data that would be having. There would be data which will be much substantially higher than that. There would be clients, very small clients. There is a internet bandwidth, everything. So all considering all that, it is going to prepare. So now if you can see is that the data has been uploaded successfully, which means it has read the data, and now it is processing for all those which I have put it in that what if condition. That is what this is doing, and it is going to now give us the reports that we want. What are the reports that we want? P&L, balance sheet, financial statements, my audit observations. What are my audit observations? I want to look at my assets, incomes, liabilities, TDS deducted, not deducted, GST credit taken, not taken, capital expenditure, charge off, revenue expenditure, capitalized, advances not settled, prepaid expenditure, whatever, all the queries that you have. So it has completed all that, and it says, hey, look, I have completed and I have prepared the report. Here is the report that has been prepared for you. And let's look at what report it has prepared. So it has prepared financial statements, which is Schedule 3 balance sheet, tally balance sheet is also there for your comparison. More importantly, I would love everyone who is using cost center. There is a beautiful cost center financial report, which otherwise you do not get in the tally, right? That it is prepared that. Then what else? It has prepared an analysis of your assets, expenditure, income, and some miscellaneous. It has also prepared a ratio analysis. It prepared various ratios, and all these details you can download it. End of the day, everyone wants the information in an Excel spreadsheet. All the information can be downloaded as a report into an Excel spreadsheet. And mind you, all this is happening on the go. Today, this is the schema. Tomorrow you change the schema, it will be a new schema. Tomorrow you change the classification, new classification. It's like every time you upload the data, it will generate everything fresh for you. So entire data, what you are seeing is every time prepared for you, basis the data that you want, right? So let's quickly check all the information that is here. Let's start with our balance sheet. So here is the balance sheet. It has prepared a Schedule 3 balance sheet, and you may ask, okay, why only current year? Why not previous year? No worries. If you have previous year tally data, click the another button, it will take the previous year also. People always ask this question that should it be in the same tally? Preferably. If not, as long as it's the same tally data, you have just split, it takes the current year and previous year. That works. Then you might be wondering, where is this classification coming from? It has again its own intelligence basis, its thought process, it has prepared. And this has prepared in our Schedule 3 format. So Schedule 3 P&L, so revenue from operations, other income, purchase in stock in trade, change in inventory, everything it has prepared. Employee benefit, so it has prepared something. And with the schedules, like you go there, some schedules it has prepared, right? This on the financial statement. What about my analysis report? In fact, the beauty or the best part of the tally on wheels is the analysis report. Let's go to audit of assets. Now, cash. First and foremost, that's a more susceptible area. People always look for is there any negative cash balance on any dates, because that's not acceptable, and that's not the right behavior also. But tally is like in Microsoft Excel. You can insert one thing, you can delete something. Here is one thing, it says that cash ledger is a receipt nature. which means cash has been debited. However, the voucher type which has been used is payment. Now you may say, is it possible? Anything is possible. So it says on this date, on certain date, voucher number 704, you have some 100 rupees has been taken this way. The cash balance has been negative on this date. These are the receipts, but these are the payments, but receipt voucher has been used. When it comes to the receivables, I have received so much money from customers, but I have not raised invoice. Now, there are too many reports, by the way. Okay. People also ask, okay, what do I do with these reports? Now, I'm happy that so much information is coming, but मैं करूँ क्या इसके बाद? That's a second question comes. Don't worry, if someone is reading it for first time, it only says that remark, what does this report mean? The meaning of that report is also important. It says, okay, advances have been received from the customer where invoice is not raised still. Okay, so what? So check for the accuracy of it, get the confirmation. You're doing the audit at a different time, signing the balance sheet says September. See whether in the subsequent portion, which is till the date, at least it has been closed. If it is services, whether GST has been paid for the services. So it is giving you some hint to take some actions basis the report. Like the next one, it says the debtors. Bill wise is not matching with the ledger wise. And this is one common thing with the most accounts. A perfect accountant has to ensure everything is matching. If I've received advance also, I should post it as an advance, right? So let's say this entry, Bajaj Limited. Some 29 lakh 61,580 is the ledger, but the closing balance is showing 591. No, like I'm happy with this accountant. It's a perfect precision. So something small is missing. Let's just quickly go to our Bajaj and see what it is saying. So if you see this ledger is having a closing balance of 29,61,580.06, right? So is this what it is saying? Yes, 29,61,580.06. And when I go to my bill wise, here you can see there's some 10 rupees on account. Even that is detected and says something is not matching. So the system is doing all the things which you expect something to be corrected. Yeah, here is something Cabra. So some 69 lakhs and 1 crore 34 lakhs. That's interesting. So yeah, there are so many entries which is not offset. So 65 lakhs is not offset. So it is trying to say that huge entries which have not been offset. Then it is also saying there are vouchers in debtors ledger having journal entries other than income ledger. Generally, any ERP, what is expected is there's an AR AP module, everything has to be routed. But in Tally, nothing, anything, everything you pass by journal entries. It's okay. I understand that people recognize sales also through journal voucher. But when I'm debiting a customer, credit leg, I would expect it as the income. So it is trying to pick all those vouchers where the credit leg is not income. I have debited the customer. So maybe something error. So here, in this case, job work charges, expenditure has been debited. So there are various things. So here, liability has been credited, TCS on scrap. So it is trying to pick all those things where it is not in a exceptionally, it is not in a normal way. Now, please note, whenever there is an exception, that doesn't mean something is wrong. It's just an exception. So someone has to look at it, revalidate, and say, yes, I agree with this. This is right. That is what an exception is. Then it is giving, if on inventory, it is saying there's negative balance in the inventory. Good. Luckily, there's nothing. By the way, you may ask, are these only reports? You can add as many reports as you want. In fact, these reports are so comprehensive. If one attends to all these issues that are coming up, many things are actually resolved. It's saying that there's a capital work in progress. By the way, the ledger was CWIP. It automatically detected could be capital work in progress. So whatever a human thinking happens, that's what the system is doing at the back end. and it says, okay, there is some capital work in progress. It's saying there are fixed assets sold during there. So what? And it says, okay, check whether profit or loss has been accounted or not. Check GST reversals have been taken or not. All these things, right? There are assets which have been purchased. So it is giving you voucher-wise list of the assets that have been purchased. If there is an addition which is less than 5,000, it is giving you a list. These are the assets where the ledger is credit balance. Ideally, there should be debit balance, but it's giving you all the asset ledgers which are in credit balance. It is saying these are debtors opening and closing balance is the same. So there's one party by name customer. His balance has been same from the beginning to end. Other than debtors, my opening and closing balances are same. Basically, your current assets. So make sure as an audit procedure, we will want to go to the rental advance, check what is the period expiry. If that property is closed, then should you go back and charge off all these things, you will want to check it, right? So this is giving you the list. If you have any prepaid expenditure, it's saying, okay, there's a prepaid. So it is trying to find something called prepaid and see if it has been amortized and how long the prepaid is, the aging of it, all the details with the due date. So 273 days. So which means someone has created a prepaid last year, but not closed. So there is a prepaid salary, which is paid last year and pending salary advance given to employee. So look at this, it is doing analysis of everything. We are still in expenditure assets, right? Then over that we have expenses, incomes. So if I go to expenditure ledger, so it is looking for if there is something called bad debts, title provisions, bad debts, it's looking for it. If there is any TDS which is done, it is trying to report the TDS party wise and which is the group that has happened. If there is any expenditure ledger with a credit balance, if there are any advances that have been given to the suppliers which is not closed, right? So if I go to income ledgers, it is looking for income with debit balance. I have booked income directly without AR, is like directly I have booked income without AR. So all sorts of things, debited expenditure but directly bank. So everything which you think that is an exception is being looked into and done. Now, if this information is there on the website, it's kind of an information, but how to act on it is I have to get my tally data corrected. So for which I need to get the data. So you can download the report. What all I can download? Let's see first financials. So I have the schedule 3 financials. Now like that is where I said, can my financial statements be prepared in 1 minute to 1 to 3 minutes? That's where on a click of a button, your financial statements were ready. So you have your balance sheet, the schedule 3 balance sheet. This is ready where you have capital, everything, whatever it could classify. For example, it said something as non-current liabilities, long-term borrowings, 2 crore 81 and short-term borrowing some 454. So let me, yeah. So short-term borrowings have been some, it has classified, right? So how did it do? So if you can, by the way, if you can, it also has a schedule. So everything is tied. So on click of a button, it is jumping and saying you can go to long-term borrowing. So this is a note number 6. Yeah. So it says short-term loans from other parties and from related parties. How did it pick? If we go back to balance sheet and see, so there are some loans. You can see different types of loans. There's a bank overdraft, 4 crore 54. Let's go to balance sheet and you would notice the bank overdraft has been classified automatically as short-term borrowings, even though in tally it has been created, considered under the loan. So again, this is the system, it does things by itself. Then you have some loan, 1 crore 66 lakhs, some HDFC, maybe a term loan. So there's a loan. So let's see where that loan has been grouped. In your long-term loans, this loan has been grouped as secured term loans. It has gone automatically to your secured term loan. Then there is an unsecured loans. So whatever in unsecured, it has gone to the unsecured loan. So respectively, it has done some analysis, whatever normal way you would do an analysis, that's what this has done. Next thing that you would want to know is, okay, how did this come and can it be changed? Let me take you to P&L. Let's see the P&L. And there's a revenue from operations. So it has prepared sale of product, services, other operating revenue. So it has done a classification, other income, operating, non-operating income, some classification it has done. And my expenditure also, it has classified my expenditure also. Let's go to other expenditure. So here is my other expenditure. So it has prepared some classification of expenditure. Let's say repairs and maintenance, right? So all this data is not a number which is typed. You saw from the P&L, it has come to schedules. So here is repairs and maintenance. Again, this is linked to your trial balance. So your trial balance is here. In a normal way, if we want to get a trial balance in Tally, if I go to a trial balance, the max I can do is I can get opening, debit, credit, closing, either in a grouped this way or in a ledger wise this way. But here, what we get is I get my ledger name. I can check this A account is in current account and this is in capital account. So it will also give you a trail. And whether it is an asset, income, liability, what's the opening balance, debit, credit, and closing balance. Now, more importantly, where did it group in the balance sheet and P&L? So even that is available here. So we were looking at repairs and maintenance. If I have to say repairs and maintenance, we have in my P&L, some 4,72,000 as my repairs and maintenance. So these ledger 4,72,000 has been classified. Now you may say that, okay, I actually don't call repairs and maintenance. Let's say I want to call this, something as machinery maintenance. You might want to have your own presentation, right? So perfect, no issue. This is an Excel. Everyone understands this Excel. So you say machinery maintenance, and let's say this 4,66,000, this item which is 4,66,000, I will change this as machinery maintenance. Instead of repairs and maintenance, let's call this as machinery maintenance. All that you do is, okay, so you can see repairs and maintenance has become 6,200, machinery maintenance has become 4,66,000, which means this is customizable. The Excel is there with the detail, and if you want to change the format, font, and everything, you can actually change it. This is the preparation of the financial statements. It didn't even take that minute for it to happen. But all that I always say is this is just a byproduct. The objective was not to prepare financial statement. It came up by itself. But the objective was to analyze the audit, right? All those audit reports which we have seen, let's look at those analysis report. So you click this button, you will get all those exceptions that we have seen. All those exceptions would be available for you to review. And this is again an Excel with all the data. Now you might want to see that, okay, all those reports are there. Is this report useful, required? Here is your index, which will say, okay, I have so many reports on assets, income, liability, and the number of observations that you have. Like you have, say, report on creditors aging more than 180 days. Now there are 133 people with 28 lakhs. Now you click this button, you hit there, you will be seeing all those details available. And more importantly, this is simple Excel. So you want to add some more information to it. Pretty simple. You want to put, you can easily put a pivot table, and you can You can do furthermore analysis that you otherwise want to do. You might also want to, you can do it. So when the data is in Excel, so people always fond of actually furthermore drilling it, right? So you can just do your categorization. You want to do it, you can do it, and anything you want, you can actually do it. And once you are in this maze, and anytime you want to go back, you have a simple small home button. It will take you back where you are left with, right? So when you are doing audit of expenditure, you want to see whether all expenditures where TDS is done or not, or you want to see vendor wise, party wise, or wherever the GST is not available on those expenditure. So you want to hit the vouchers without GST, which means, like if you see this freight, GST is not there on this, you will have to pay under reverse charge. Or there's a hotel expenditure, maybe it is ineligible, that is why he has not taken. So at least you can get to know why there is no input tax credit on certain things. Either the accountant has forgot. So all those things you will want to check. If input tax credit is there, then you want to see whether the balance is matching with the government portal or not. So you can quickly check that, okay, I want to see my closing balance of TDS liability, closing balance of my GST liability. So all that is there. It is summary saying that as on 31st March, your books is showing say 11 lakh 179 or 41,000 TDS should match with your electronic credit ledger, cash ledger, liability ledger. All these things should be matched, right? Now, what is that you can do? You can just click here, say that, okay, this should be matching with, you can put your audit remarks and put some notes, send it off to the accountant saying that either correct this or give me an information, give me a working paper. You can do all of it. And this is the key of all your workings. One bonus, which is actually beyond what you generally think, is the annexure report. And annexure report is something which I actually love. Let me go back to the financial statements and show you where this was the schedule 3 financials. Now in the financials, we only see bad debts or bank charge or professional fees. This is what we only see. But I would want to know if I have paid so much legal and professional charges, to whom I have paid, right? I want to see vendor wise, like this is all your, so this is your revenue. So I have my revenue by party and by month. So you can do even more a greater analysis. Let's quickly look at what is the data that we are seeing. So by party, by month, this is the grand total. So I have 30 crore 53 lakhs 26,000, which is my sale of products. So this is what I have, and so you want to check, is this what you have in your thing? Here is what 30 crore 53 lakhs, which is there in your sale of products. So you want to have by each of your customer, by each of your customer. If you have purchases, your purchases vendor wise, you have incurred some staff welfare expenditure, it is paid only to one party. Like you wanted to check on the legal and professional. So legal and professional fees, each party wise, how much has been paid month over month. So you have some data. So you have the data which is available, which is here, is also available month wise, party wise, which otherwise it takes actually a lot of effort for someone to build. Now, the objective of this is to ensure when you are preparing an audit, be it internal, statutory, everything, this data being available to you on the move, right? So that's what, yeah, so that's what this, which we have seen the live demo of the application. Navigation, I have explained you. What's there, what's further there is there are people who wants to have T format of the balance sheet. So that's there in the 29th April. The annexure to the notes to account. So the financial statements attached with the notes. So the notes which is currently there is kind of a static notes. The static notes is now coming with some more working to it. Then in the next month, the 3 CDN annexures, GSTR 9C annexures is getting also released. There are under development some textual analysis, branch consolidation, and my favorite, which is currently under development and which I would want to see is the GST multi-view. So in one place, if I have what is the revenue in GSTR1, GSTR3B, in 26 AS, in bank statement, in P&L, all at one place, then it is even more good. The expenditure and the TDS deduction. So what is there in traces, can I compare with what I think should be there and versus, even that is pretty good and interesting. So even those are under development, and these are whatever the products which are getting developed, everything, this is all going to be free. There's no additional cost to the subscribed users. There are other integrations we are working on: bank account, cloud application, and the organization CRMs, right? So this is all about the demo of the product and what the application is intended to do. Here are our coordinates. I would like you to explore the application by yourself. People generally ask, what is the price of the application? This is the one common other question. Let's just so they're considering the need of the users. So the analytics module has multiple variants. So there are users who can pay 5,000 rupees, whether this is per annum. So the price is per annum, and the number of companies which they can work. Popularly, silver user is what suits many. So 15,000 rupees, which means 100 companies you will work. So 150 rupees per company is what you pay for a year. Any number of times you can process it, any amount of data, updates, downloads, all that is permitted. And all the free add-ons that are, which I'm saying, all those will be on the top of that comes to you, right? This is a SaaS application. You can explore. In fact, there is eternally, you can always have one entity, you can add up, see the results for yourself. That's free. And the results, what I have shown you, may be different because each tally, it has its own data, it will be different. You can add your own questionnaire that you would want to add, that also you can add up, right? So this is all that I have to offer to you. And I would now like to give a pause to my vocal card and have any question and answers that you have, so that we can complete this presentation and this session meaningfully. And if you have liked the product, you also feel free to give that thanks that yes, I liked it. If you have any critical comments that what about this, what about that, feel free to ask. And by the way, this is a cloud product. People always think that tally data client ka, so confidentiality, don't worry, all that is taken care. This is encrypted. In fact, in your own organization, if you divide people into 3 sects and you give user 1 can access this, user 2 can access this, only that user can access that much information, right? So the data confidentiality is there. In fact, privacy policy is updated on the website. People can look at what amount of data is used by anyone. So this is completely secure. The co-founder Surya, he's actually a PhD in the computer applications on the security aspects. So we have taken utmost care so that you get a confidence of the data that you are using it. With this, I give an opportunity for you to interact and ask any questions that you have. I didn't realize it's non-stop 1 hour. Any questions? What are the prerequisites required to tally to generate these reports? Rambabu, nothing. Your tally should be 6.3 and above. 6.3, 7.29 or prime, anything it will work. Alpa, thank you so much, and trust me, it is going to simplify your audits. Thank you, Balaji. Please explore. You can go online, register, subscribe. And by the way, you can start with 5,000, and in your billing, you can always, let me just show you. I have applied, say, for one package, and for some reason I want to upgrade. You can always upgrade yourself. So I am in plan 1, and I can upgrade to a next plan. So here is the plan. Okay, it says, okay, you are in this plan, you can pick this plan. I can always upgrade. So I request people to explore. Thank you, Azhar, for sharing the YouTube link. And just in case, if you want to share with your team to explore and see, you can always share this link. We'll also share with you the feedback form. Any other questions? Any other points which you would want to ask? There's too much silence. Either if someone is speaking and my audio is not up, or people got whatever they got. Feel free to interact. Thank you, Alpa. And if there are no questions, we can actually call it the day. It's 4 o'clock, and I respect each one of your time, and I thank each one of you for taking your time out and exploring what's about this product and how this will be useful. And trust me, technology is the way forward. Automation is the way forward. If you're not a fintech, if you're not updating yourself, you are lost, and you are somewhere in the back. I'm not saying that you should be able to from increase from 5 audits to 20 audits, but those 5 audits you can deep dive and give much qualitative audit analytical reports to your customers. That's the objective. And your own satisfaction about your audit workings and audit data will go up when you use tools like this. Thank you all. I will be sharing you frequently about the new releases that's coming to the product. And I again sincerely request people to register, explore, and subscribe. Do share with your friends. If you have any feature that you think that it is valuable, please do share it to us, and I'll give you some credit points which you can use it for your future use. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.